I'm ready. No, I'm not. Potential spam. Hey, it's Paul Ardro from 12 Penny Exteriors, your local window depot. One question I get asked a lot is, hey, Paul, should I go vinyl or wood-clad? That's a really hard question for me to answer because it's apples and oranges. It really is. So what I decided to do today to help you out is kind of show you a vinyl window and a wood-clad window and the pros and cons of each. So behind me, I've got two representatives. I've got a vinyl window from Provia and I've got a wood-clad window from Anderson. Just know there are hundreds of options in both roads. So this is kind of help you decide, at least starting point, do I want to start with the vinyl or do I want to start with the wood-clad? So let's get into it, shall we? All right, let's talk about vinyl first. Some pros and cons. Pros of vinyl. First thing that anyone ever mentions, it's low maintenance. Very true. Very easy to clean. Wipe it down with a rag, tilt them in, for easy cleaning in the outside, on the outside. You can power wash these windows. Very easy to maintain. Super easy to maintain. They're not going to chip. They're not going to scratch. They're not going to fade. What you see is what you get. Awesome. Different glass packages. So they're going to sell windows across the country. You might want triple pane in New England, dual pane down in Texas. So a lot of different options for glass. In terms of customization, they've come a long way. So you don't have to just get a white window if you don't want white. Maybe you want sandstone or beige. Or on the outside, Provia will paint a lot of different colors on the outside. On the inside, if you want to have like kind of a wood look and still all the benefits of vinyl, this is an oak product, dark oak. They have light oak. They have rustic bronze. They have different hardware color choices. A lot of options for customization in vinyl, which they didn't do 15, 20 years ago. So again, another benefit is it looks nice. It looks really nice. They've come a long way too. This little edge, it's a nice detail on the edging. They match it up. This lines up nicely with this one. So when I open this window, you got a nice line. Beautiful. It's a really nice product. I've got vinyl windows in my house. I'll never have to change out my windows unless I want to change the color. Why? Well, drawback to vinyl windows is once you pick a color, that's it. You're done. You can't paint them. You can't stain them. If you want to change the look, you might have to change out all your windows or move. So that's one drawback. Another drawback to vinyl windows is although vinyl is very strong and durable, it still expands and contracts with the weather, especially here in New England. It's going to expand in the summer, contract in the wintertime, depending on how cold and hot it is outside. So when you put these in, if you're going to do your own windows, just make sure you shim them well so they don't expand and contract all that much. So that's another quote-unquote drawback. Another drawback, too, is we did a video before. The outside profile of these windows just looks a lot different than maybe what you're used to now, especially if you live in an older home with older wood windows. The profile on the outside is going to be a lot different than your typical wood-clad window. We've got a video which we'll link to show you that is. The other thing is, too, on most vinyl companies, they're only going to give you about a 5-degree sill angle. In some of these older homes, it might be as much as 15-degree sill angle. So installing these, you're going to lose that look of that sloped sill, and you got to take a little bit more care when you put these windows in if you're doing a replacement window. So those are some drawbacks to a vinyl window and some pros to a vinyl window. Oh yeah, one more benefit too I forgot to mention. Vinyl windows will come in less expensive than your typical wood-clad window or wood-clad counterpart. So if money's an option, if money is a factor in your decision, you'll spend a little bit less with a vinyl window. All right, there you go, vinyl. Now let's move on to wood-clad. This happens to be a Woodwright sample from Anderson Window. And as you can see, just by looking at it, this is a really stunning, beautiful window. This is all maple. On the inside, got satin nickel finishes on the hardware. So you might say, wow, I really want that in my house. End of story right there. So aesthetically, a lot of people like that wood look over a vinyl product. Another benefit is customization on the inside. You can paint this any color you want. You can stain it any color you want. They'll offer, like, some manufacturers have as many as 15 different hardware finishes. So you're not stuck with just one. They have different handles on the bottom, different locks. A lot of options for you on the inside of the window. On the outside too, with a wood-clad product, one thing you have to remember is they wrap the outside when they're manufactured in either aluminum or vinyl. This one happens to be wrapped in what they call Fibrex, which is a proprietary blend of materials that Andersen promotes. I particularly like aluminum on the outside, but that's just me. So when you're looking at wood-clad windows, you want to look at what is the outside wrapped in. Another benefit of a wood-clad window is that sill that I was talking about earlier. These will come in 8-degree or 14-degree sills. So if you go into an older home that has that steep sill, they're going to match up nicely. You're going to get that same look that you have now if you have wood windows now. And the outside, it's just a different look on a wood product than on a vinyl product. Is it better? You'll have to decide when you see that video before. But on the outside, it's a lot more classic look. So if you live in an old home, 1928 Victorian, for example, this might be a better option for you than a vinyl window. Some drawbacks to a wood-clad product. You'll have to maintain these. So this is pre-finished from the factory. I have a dog at home, jumps up on my windowsills, has scratched my windowsills a lot. I have vinyl windows, so we can't scratch the vinyl windows. But if I had wood windows, there'd be a lot of dog scratches on my windows. I have to restain them, I have to sand them, or I have to paint them. So there is some maintenance on the inside, especially if they come unfinished from the factory. Just please get a coat of stain on them, get a coat of finish on them before too long. So that's one, there's maintenance. On the outside too, I don't recommend power washing a wood window. You can wipe it down with a cloth or a rag, get up on ladders and clean it off. If you clean it on the outside of the window, I just don't recommend the power washing. It can be too strong. You don't want the seams to fail in the corners of the cladding. The other drawback, I think I mentioned before, is they're more expensive than a vinyl product. So your higher price point for sure. And again, with Andersen, there's 4 or 5 different wood lines, and Pella's got a bunch, and Marvin's got a bunch. And so you might find a window that's in your budget with wood-clad, but just know they'll be more expensive than your vinyl counterpart. Let's see. Other than that, that's a wood-clad window compared to a vinyl window. What's right for you? I'm not sure. You'll have to make that decision. But if you do decide to walk down the vinyl road, we can help you make some choices there. If you decide to walk down the wood-clad road, we can help you there too. All you do is give us a call, go on our website, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to help you out in whichever decision you make. That's it for today. Hope you're doing great.